Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Immature Hour podcast. My name is Mark.
I'm Eric.
And I guess I'm Sam today.
He's Sam today. And we're just gonna, we're gonna start talking about stuff and things. We had a week off, and much needed week off, definitely for Eric and I.
Are we gonna talk about that?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
Make it snappy, boys.
Me and Mark both got into car accidents. I think back to back. You had it I had it last Monday,
and I had it Wednesday.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Both got rear-ended.
Not at fault in the slightest. I was in stopped traffic and just got rammed, and felt fine. Yeah, right. Felt fine right after, and I thought maybe I'd be a little sore the next day. Tiny bit soreness, like a very little bit of soreness. The main issue I had was being super dizzy for an entire week. Not fun. Vertigo is not fun to deal with, and They prescribed me Antivert to deal with it, which kind of helped, but it had the side effect of making me extremely dizzy. I'm sorry, not dizzy. Like being super drowsy.
You're drowsy because I wouldn't pick you up to bring you to a doctor's appointment, and you're like drowsy and lethargic.
Yeah, I was
like,
super whatever, and
You're like, fuck the world, you do you, man. Just drop me off here.
Well, I sound like a stoner.
Well, I mean, you sort of looked like you were stoned.
Yeah, I was drugged up. And then they were, because they knew something was going on with like something inner ear wise. So they gave me not only the Antivert, but they gave me a cortisone shot to make sure my sinuses were in check.
So great.
Yeah.
Love those.
Found out the next day. Remember I was complaining about having hiccups?
No.
The next day?
I can't remember.
I was having severe hiccups all day the next day. Found out there was a side effect of the cortisone shot.
For severe hiccups?
Yeah. So I told when I went back to the doctor's office, I just offhandedly mentioned that I had severe hiccups the day after. And he was like, "Oh, that's your cortisone shot." He was like, "Make sure next time next time make sure if they give you a cortisone shot for something, make sure you let them know that so they can give you an alternative. You're not supposed to get that." I was like, "Oh, neat." Because it was bad.
Well, dude, you went to a walk-in clinic the first time, right? Where they gave you a cortisone shot?
Yeah, the cortisone.
Dude, there was one time I went to a walk-in clinic here in town, and I went in because I had sinus problems. Like, I have terrible sinuses, messed up. And I went in there and said, "Hey, I'm pretty sure I got another sinus infection. If you guys want to check for that." "Oh, your sinus? Well, there's not really much we can do for you here, but we can give you some Loratab for the pain." I was like, "Oh, you're going to give me Loratab for a sinus infection?"
Wow, just straight from I could just give you this antibacterial.
Yeah, instead of giving you this this antibiotic, I'm going to go ahead and, hey, here's some Loratab.
What exactly is Loratab?
It's a pain pill. It's a narcotic.
A really,
really
big
strong.
ass fucking
It's a
pain.
strong-
It's like a horse pill.
Yeah, it was Loratab 10s, which are pretty strong.
Oh yeah,
pain pills.
Take one of those every 8 hours if needed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See, I had to take those when I had my surgeries years ago, and then after that I would go get cortisone shots, and I was just like, man, I don't want to get a shot up the butt. And then I got them, and I was like, fuck yeah, give me all the shots of the butt, man. Cortisone shots are the best.
No, it's really funny you mentioned about getting it in the butt, because John had the best timing because I was talking about, I was like, they're gonna give me a cortisone shot. I was chatting with the packed house crew, and John goes, "Pick the right cheek, boy." And I went, "Wait, it's a butt shot?" And as I said that, the lady came in. She's like, "All right, take off your pants." And I was like,
Drop them.
"No."
But you see, it's not as bad. Did you even feel the prick? It's
Oh
not...
yeah, I'm bad about shots.
Really?
I do not like shots.
It was a little prick.
See,
All you did was just take a little prick in the ass.
And yeah, I mean, it wasn't the worst thing ever, but it burned, Yeah,
it burns. The cortisone shot does burn.
So yeah, and then I had the hiccups severely next day, and then a week of being disoriented and dizzy and drowsy, and I just sat at home and played a shit ton of Witcher 3, which
yeah, it felt.
That was the best thing that came out of that was God
Witcher
damn,
3.
I love Witcher
Is
3.
This was like what, like your second or third time playing through it, or your first?
I have not completed The Witcher 3 yet. I got to the third act, and you get the Skellige.
Yeah.
I got the Skellige, and I dropped it for some reason. I think another game came, like a big game came out, and like I never got time to go back to it. And I'm one of those people, if I take too long to get back to a game, gotta start over. So I started over. Now I'm in like the almost, I would say more than halfway through Novigrad. So I'm getting there. I'm getting back to where I was. I remembered why I love that game so much. It's just like, even the side missions you care about. Like, I finally beat Borderlands 2 this weekend, right? And the reason why it took me 7 years to beat Borderlands 2 is because all the side missions are not only important for you to level up and get through the game, through the main story, but I didn't care about the objective of the side missions. Like, I'm just killing enemies to get XP and then level up my dude. You know what I mean? With Witcher, like, I give a shit about what's going on in these side missions. Like,
they had that one side mission in Witcher 3 where it's like stone angels or something, like these stone statues that are following you. I was like, the only thing, it comes like Doctor Who came to mind with like the weeping angels, and like I was just like, oh fuck.
That's the only thing I know about Doctor Who.
The weeping angels.
Yeah, that's it, because everyone talks about that.
And what is it, Daleks? Is that a thing? Dalek? Is that a thing?
What?
The Daleks?
Daleks.
Okay.
Oh.
See how much I know.
Daleks? I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is Daleks? Is it like Gaelic? Is it like dumb Gaelic people? Which they're not. We love Scottish people.
All right. Cool.
I love the face you made, though. As you said, you're like, oh shit, wait.
I have a kilt. I'm part Scottish. So, does that mean I hate myself? No. Oh, God.
He's racist against his own people.
that just brought up the Dave Chappelle skit, where Dave Chappelle, he was the leader of
the Black Klansman. Yeah.
And he was the
Such
leader
a
of the
good
Ku Klux
bit.
Klan. And it was fucking hilarious.
He divorces his wife because she loved the black man. So funny.
Mark, you're Scottish or part Scottish. Have you eaten haggis?
No, I haven't. But I did used to listen to a band called Enter the Haggis. That was really good.
Oh. Well, haggis is gross.
All right.
Just throwing it out there.
But
You heard it here first.
Yeah, so then I got in a car accident Wednesday.
That was a big oof.
That sucked. It was like a comedy of errors that all happened in like a 15-20 minute period. Got hit by a car. Where the accident happened, stopped at the light. The light turns green. Parking lot. The cool dude that hit me was like super cool. Went in, my back was hurting. Went in, got me freaking like ibuprofen and freaking Gatorade. That was really cool.
Man, what a guy.
Yeah, your
What a
guy was
guy.
better than my girl.
Yeah, your girl's probably like, I didn't know what happened.
Were you there?
And what was I scary accurate? Is that why?
No, continue.
Yeah, so pulled into a parking lot and then go to reach for my insurance card, realized my insurance cards were not mine but my dad's, because me and my dad had the same name. It had my paperwork that had my policy number, but it had my dad's insurance card. So I called my mom, tell my mom, hey, I got dad's insurance cards, say I got a wreck. She then proceeds, didn't hear the wreck part, tells me some bad information, like some bad news. And I was like, Mom, I love you. The cops just got here. She's like, why are the cops there? And I was like, I just got in a car. Oh my God. Oh my God. I didn't. Oh my God. I said, Mom, it is fine. I'm going to call you after this and we're going to talk about it. It's all good. And then, so it was like a comedy of errors within like 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's just bad timing.
It's like, what about Bob? Boom, boom, boom. Bad.
Yeah, no. Not the smoothest week.
I had a pretty good week last week, though.
That's good. You want to tell us about your week?
Yeah, man, woke up, went to work, and then made some food, ate some food, slept, Oh, I played Watch Dogs 2 again. That was fun.
I've been playing that too.
Yeah. I bought it when it was on sale for the Days of Play thing.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's like $10 or whatever. It's a fun game.
So yeah.
You know what's not a fun game?
What?
Anthem.
I was gonna say Life.
Oh, we're going. We're segueing right into the Anthem hate.
Yeah.
So one thing we've always wanted to talk about was, and it's the funny thing about it is I remember how hyped up Sam made this game sound.
Yeah, you're right.
Sam was about as excited for Anthem as I was for No Man's Sky when that was coming out.
Oh, and that was another.
God.
Yeah, that was another one.
Another
Yeah.
dumpster fire.
Yeah.
I can no longer defend Anthem. Like, I'm just as upset with probably like everyone else in the community about it.
It's just sad.
It is because
well, go ahead.
because I wanted it to be good. Like, the premise was there, the concept was there, and then they just failed to deliver.
Like, you're pretty much Iron Man, you know? You're pretty much like Iron Man, and you had different Iron Man suits that you could fly around in a different, like, world. But
Right.
Mm-hmm. And not only that, but, like, think about, like, the behind-the-scenes stuff, too. Like, I think we can all agree that Mass Effect took a hit because their development went and focused on Anthem.
Yeah.
So, when Mass Effect Andromeda came out, and that flopped, and people were like, well, Anthem better be good.
Better fucking
And then
be good.
Anthem is probably arguably worse than Mass Effect Andromeda.
Because they didn't stick to their roadmap.
Well,
They've delayed so many things. The Cataclysm was supposed to come out back in April. It got pushed back to May, and then now it's still not out. And then the only thing that we know, like, as of right now, is if we do get it this year, I wouldn't even. I still probably won't even play the game. They did release not too long ago that the PC player base was either around 1,000 or below it.
Oh, on the servers.
Yes, on the servers.
1,000 people. That's it.
1,000.
Cool. That's a big...
That's a big drop.
That's a big drop, yeah.
What about well, PS4 people probably dropped off quicker than that because the
Yeah.
freaking game was bricking PlayStations.
Oh, yeah. That's when I fell off. When they were like, yeah, it's bricking some PlayStations. I was like, nope, mm-mm.
Like if you ever wondered, guys, what happened to Matt and why he hasn't been playing with us, guess what? He played Anthem.
I was playing Anthem. He's like, I really like this game. John gives it a hard time, but man, it's fun. And I agreed with him. It wasn't until, like you said, like when they announced it, like it was causing like crashes on the PS4 and even bricking some of them. I was like, I'm gonna stop till that gets fixed. And then I saw that like no content was coming out anytime soon. Like everything got thrown out of the window, and I traded mine in. I was like, I'm probably never gonna touch this ever again.
John's gonna give me so much shit because I was so hyped for this game.
Oh,
Now
okay.
I'm just.
It's okay. We do the same thing with him in Fallout 76.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
No, but like with Anthem, I remember when the beta came out, and it was so hard for me just to get on to play the private
remember
beta.
that he was so mad.
Me and Sam tried to play one day. To get me into the server, or into a mission, I'm sorry.
We had to trick the game.
He had to... What was it? You had to invite me?
I had to get in first, and then I had to invite you, and then it would trick the game into thinking that he was already in the server with me so that he could start the mission.
You guys look like you're about to start cuddling.
Well,
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man.
Getting close.
You smell nice.
I'm kind of jealous over here now.
be jealous.
No, yeah, I remember.
Because you don't have a Werther's Original. Sponsored in by a Werther's
He did
Original.
not say,
show?
nope, don't say that. Nope. Mm-mm. No.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
Please.
Please.
I buy it all the time.
No, yeah, I had like, I remember the private beta. I think I finally got in the last day of the private beta and played for a grand total of 30 minutes because it kicked me off. And then when they did the open beta, had just about as much trouble as I did for the private beta. So I was like, yeah, I'm not purchasing this game.
Yeah, the one thing that had my interest was the Interceptor class. Very fun class to play.
It's really fast.
Yeah, I like the mobility with it, and I like the flashy flips and shit. So I was like, yeah, it's fun enough, and I'm hoping by the time the game actually releases, it'll be better. And as far as all the stuff that I had run into, as far as issues on the beta, were fixed for the full release. But like when you play the full game, you start to realize like there's where's all the content? Like, I hadn't even gotten to Endgame yet, and I was like,
Where is everything?
like, is this gonna... It's very rinse and repeat.
Mm-hmm.
The story wasn't terrible. Like,
There was a story?
Yeah, there's a story.
A lot
I was
of people told
engaged
me, like,
enough
there was
in the
no
story. Like, I cared when, in case somebody cares, the one of the main characters, like, he ends up being, like,
You can
bad.
spoil this whole game. I don't care.
He ends up being, like, a bad guy or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was
Dun,
like,
dun,
oh,
dun.
like, I actually, like, I cared a
Spoilers.
little bit about that. Because I was like, oh, that sucks. But, yeah, it's just, like, it's so barren. Like, where is stuff to do? And now, like, with No Man's Sky, the issue with No Man's Sky was fixed because it wasn't like a service, a pay for service. You know what I'm talking about? Like
Yeah.
those types of games where like you play them online. You're trying to do like you're trying to farm for like loot and all that stuff.
Wasn't that fixed like what, like a year and a half, 2 years after the game released?
What, for No Man's Sky?
Yeah.
It was real late, but the
like
payoff was
It was
nice.
like two
No.
years after release, because I
Yeah.
remember I got it. I bought No Man's Sky almost like maybe 6 months after I got my PS4.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to lie, I bought a PS4 to play No Man's Sky.
Oh, it's okay. We all felt
Because
that pain, man.
Look,
That-
we all make mistakes.
And like, I cried because I was like, really? So I, like, I guess that's why I started drinking a lot.
Fuck you, Sean.
For you, man.
You chose multiplayer. There's nobody.
You said there's so many worlds and it's a safe fucking world, copy and pasted.
Maybe
Yeah,
Anthem
really.
in 2 to 3 years down the line will be a good game,
Yeah, maybe.
or maybe they'll just cancel it all.
But
completely.
that's my point. Is that the games like Destiny and Anthem and all of these games that have an online service, they thrive off of the online community to stay and play. If Anthem fixes its shit in 2 years, but there's nobody around, like,
And what's the point?
What, you know, like, I don't feel like it works the same way that like it did for No Man's
Well,
Sky. I would argue that No Man's Sky has like a player base now.
It does, but
Right.
also from whenever it launched for No Man's Sky, they still had like people that were like that loved the game. I remember going to a con, and they had like 2 booths that were like dedicated to gameplays of No Man's Sky. Like they still
yeah.
had people very into it.
Syrian.
Yeah, serious.
Syrian.
Well, like a Division, the first one, like
The
that.
Division was like that.
That had a pretty very low dip in player base. I remember, I think it was below 2,500 players, which that's still a very low
Yeah.
number. And then they fixed a whole bunch of stuff. They added new things, and then like their player base skyrocketed.
Anthem has just been nonstop. Like, we're gonna have to push it back. We're gonna have to push this back. We're gonna have to push that back. There's a lot of pushback lately, and it's just like you can only do that so many times before like nobody's gonna care anymore.
Well, yeah, it's almost, you feel at this point if they're trying to cut their losses by just keep pushing back, because they realize if you're saying there's only 1,000 people in player base on PC, then what's the point of even continuing with that game and keeping those servers up?
The other thing is that, like, EA is still saying that they're you know, Anthem's not dead and they still believe in it and like all that stuff. I'm like, I mean, I feel like they're gonna say that just just to save face and because if they give up on it, then that's it.
Well, EA
There's no
does
going
never
back.
wants to admit failure. Like, I mean, didn't they just call like their loot boxes? They're not loot boxes.
They're surprise mechanics. Man, we
Yeah.
should have covered that. We'll cover that at some other time. But
That was
fucking, I forgot that happened this week.
yeah.
You heard about that, huh? They so EA had like I guess like a court type deal
Yeah.
where they have to basically argue for their loot boxes, and the representative was like, yeah, we don't call them loot boxes, they're more like surprise mechanics.
But in like the games that they're in, they're called loot
Loot
boxes.
yeah, they're basically just playing dumb.
Is this a thing in front of Congress, or is this a court case?
Essentially, yeah. They're
Yeah.
like, it's like a Congress
Okay,
thing.
yeah,
Because they're
because
trying to
they're trying
pass
to
a
pass
law.
that bill.
Yeah, they're trying to pass that
Which
bill.
I hope it goes. I hope that goes.
Yeah.
Through.
But yeah, no, very bold of them to say that.
Very.
It's like, Jesus. But,
Anthem's still alive. There's no such thing as loot boxes.
Well, okay, so where you guys brought up the Division, it just makes me, because last week Adam and I jumped onto Division 2. We hadn't played in a while. I just want to see. It was right after EA. Want to see, okay, what's all going on. Right when I jumped in, they started explaining all these new things, and the game was glitchy as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I was shooting, there was no bullet sound. So like I wasn't
That's
sure
happened
if
to me a few
I was
times.
like I wasn't sure if I was shooting. This is the first time it's ever happened. I wasn't sure if I was shooting, and then all of a sudden, like I would hear like the bullet sound come later, and I was just like, oh, okay, what's
Yeah.
going on? And so like I'm like, don't regress, don't degress, increase. Come on, get ready for that episode 1.
Well,
Year
like
pass.
they were talking about how they're releasing a new raid for it, and I was just like, but fix your first one. Like console players, if you want to struggle bust through it, you could still do it. But there's like a glitch right now on consoles because of the frame rate. You're not dishing out as much damage as you should, and that's causing the bosses in there to have an obscene amount of health.
Well, they're supposed to. They've been trying to patch that issue because I remember like they brought it up during Ubisoft's conference at E3. They said they were trying to They actually brought that up, that was an issue they knew about and trying to patch it. And they're trying to patch it up because they know they're going to be releasing the Pentagon raid.
Yeah.
Soon, so they want to be able to make sure they have that. That's why they delayed the raids as much as they have.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all I got on Division 2. But Anthem, yeah, go suck a dick.
Well, look, yeah, I can no longer like help it, but if they do end up fixing their game to where it can bring back a player base, because I don't want to see any company. I don't want to see any video game company fail, especially not BioWare, because they've brought so many cherished memories.
I would hate to see BioWare fall.
I don't like seeing that. So
Mass Effect holds a special place in my heart.
Absolutely, it does. So please fix your stuff.
Okay, so yeah, that was our rant on Anthem's hot garbage of a game. 2 games that had so much potential but fell so fast.
Yeah.
Are we gonna talk about Doc?
Doc?
Dr.
Dr. Disrespect.
More failures in the gaming world.
Dr. Disrespect. So, good old podcast world of people who listen to us babble about bullshit. I'm not sure if you know of a guy named Dr. Disrespect. You probably do, because he's a pretty popular Twitch streamer.
I don't,
Huge.
so tell me more. Tell me more. Like, does he have a car?
No, but he dresses up like a 1980s action star.
Was that a really shitty Grease reference?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Sandy!
Sandy, I'm in misery.
Oh.
Okay.
So,
Dr. Disrespect.
Dr. Disrespect, yeah, he dresses like this 80s action star looking guy. Well, he decided, instead of doing like live stream games and stuff like that, he decided to like live stream him going around E3. Well, he decided that it was a good idea to walk into the public bathroom while live streaming. And while he was walking in, there were people there, and you see a young child, pissing in the background. Thankfully, he didn't turn around and see his face, because that could have been more trouble. And then, that was the only time they went into the bathroom. Apparently, they went into the bathroom with the camera multiple times. Mm-hmm. So since that incident, Dr. Disrespect has been suspended/banned from Twitch for the time being. Mm-hmm. He issued an apology.
Oh, so he did. I thought he hasn't said anything yet.
From what I read, he issued like just a statement on Twitter, which, I mean, I'm not sure if you call that a statement. It's more like a tweetment.
The only thing that I saw was he like teased his E3 highlight video, and it was titled "Mishaps Lead to Recaps." That was it. I don't know if you guys watch like Twitch streams often or anything. I actually do watch Dr. Disrespect a lot. He's probably one of my favorite Twitch streamers. He's arguably one of the biggest like
He's probably
Twitch gamers on there, like next to like Shroud and stuff.
Like Shroud, probably next to like Ninja and those kind of guys.
Like those 3, yeah. It just baffled me of like all the things that he could have gotten banned for. Like he like talks a lot of shit. I don't know. Like I expected maybe he'd like drop like a racial slur on accident or something. Walking into the bathroom with a camera,
That's
like
pretty,
a camera crew.
Yeah, that's illegal. That is.
Yeah.
That is illegal.
What
Like my thing is like, what are some of the like the backlash ramifications that could come from something like this? Of
Prison.
like, no prison, yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean like in the community as a whole. Like it's kind of like you have a moral compass in knowing don't walk into the bathroom with a camera.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, if you find I think it's somewhere on the internet. It's the internet. But I remember seeing a snippet of
The clip?
of the clip, and like his chat, everyone was dying laughing. Like no one was concerned. Nobody was like, "Whoa, hey, you can't do that." Everyone thought it was the funniest shit ever. Like, and it's just like,
Yeah.
But
he
have a
he
little
clearly
common
just
sense.
wasn't thinking.
I know there was a couple of like other big streamers who like are kind of teetering back and forth. Were like, and like play stupid games, win stupid prizes, and others
Yeah.
are like, nah, like release the ban. It's so like he learned his lesson, like, and I'm more on the side of like play stupid games, win stupid prizes mentality.
Yeah.
I don't think it should be permanently banned.
No,
I think
no.
like a
Like I
month
said, it's
is
been-
probably good,
Mm-hmm.
just because that was so stupid. But you can tell he didn't think about it, and I think also I don't think all the blame falls on him. It's got part of it.
Part
is,
of it's on his
this
camera
crew. Who
His
was
camera
like,
crew should know not to walk into there.
yeah,
Like as a camera guy, like
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're all camera guys. We all work behind a camera, so we know. Yeah,
Don't
if you're
do
following
that.
someone live, don't walk into the fucking bathroom. Just like hey, if you're an actor, probably turn your lav pack off when you go to the bathroom.
Ooh, I did that once.
No, but yeah, I hope the best for the guy. They have
Oh,
they have
yeah.
people coming to his defense.
He's-
They have streamers
he's
coming to his
fine.
defense. And they have streamers saying, "No, he should be punished."
like, if he for some reason Twitch is like, nope, he's done. He'll be on YouTube. He already does highlight videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
He tweeted the other day he's like setting up a new room for recording and stuff, and so he's fine.
Yeah.
He's not sweating it.
So that's a little bit of breakdown on Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah.
We respect Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah.
We hope to see you back soon. Probably shouldn't have gone in the bathroom with the camera, but you probably know that already.
He is well aware now.
Hey, happens to the best of us.
It does. So from there, before we get into like a very serious topic, have any of y'all guys got to play the Harry Potter wizard game?
Played it for about 15 minutes today, and then I was just like, I'm not going walking outside.
We're okay. If you guys probably know by now, we live in Louisiana, and it's like balls hot outside. It's like 102 degrees with humidity outside. So like us walking in said heat ain't gonna happen.
Walk outside, and it looks like I took a dip in a pool.
Yeah.
That and between the heat and the rain today is
Yeah.
is garbage.
And you work in the heat too.
I
though.
do. Yep. The Harry Potter game. I think it's cool that like games like this exist.
Makes kids get outside with their parents' phones.
It's just I think about how amazing. I will never forget this. Like I'll be 80 and like old and like eating through a feeding tube, and like I will still remember how amazing it was when Pokemon Go first came out and everyone was together catching Pokemon outside,
God.
Yeah.
making friends. It was the coolest thing I have ever seen a group of people like humans
Dude,
do.
So I remember whenever I was working at I-10, we would after work we would go to Cafe Cottage, and we would sit there, and everybody in Cafe Cottage was playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Because it was a Pokestop, and people would constantly throw those. What was it? The lures.
Yeah, the lures.
They would throw the lures down, and they would constantly have more Pokemon just always surrounding. Once one went off, one went down, another one went off, and everybody's just sitting there drinking with their
Playing
phones.
Pokemon Go.
Playing
Yeah.
Pokemon Go. Did you see? Look, I got Charizard.
Yeah.
You know, sitting there like, it was great.
Pokemon Go was another game that I played for about 15 minutes, and I was just like, all right, cool, I'm done.
Yeah, well,
Sorry to delete it off my
I'll
phone.
never forget the video. I think they were in New York or something. And somebody shouts, "There's a Dratini at the fountain!" And everyone runs. Like, a wave of people just go running.
Wasn't that like a...
Yeah, it was one of those deals.
Oh my god.
No, so yeah, the Wizard, I got to actually, so I downloaded it 2 days ago when it came out, right? And it never would open on my phone. And the thing is I have my phone's like 3 generations behind, so it's like, okay, I can see why it might not open. But it pretty much, like, the map system and everything in it, it just looks like a Pokemon Go, looks like a Pokemon Go reskin. Like, they just pretty much reskinned it for Harry Potter. They have different mechanics of, like, the wand. You do your wand to do different things, and
They did the same thing too with God, what was the game they did before Pokemon Go?
Oh,
You
it
know
was
what
like
I'm
it
talking
was just
about.
like a hacker type one,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, but they used the same. They basically just reskinned them for that. Which, I mean, works for them, you know, and people play it and they make money off of it, and
yeah, man.
I guess it works. Like I said though, after the newness of how the Pokemon game worked and everything, I lost interest after a while.
It took not for me personally, but like a lot of people before it really started to kind of die off a little bit. It took about 4 months, 4 or 5 months.
It was a hot minute.
It was a hot minute. Because people were still playing. I remember my nephew, that dude was playing it for like 8 months straight.
There are still people playing that game.
Oh
there is.
yeah.
People-
They're playing.
The guys over at Digital Twin Studios, the video game guys, they go outside because my office building is a Pokestop, and they'll go outside. A gym, and they'll go outside and fight the gym and win back the gym every day. So I'm like, okay, guys. They're like, oh, you see the group of them sitting out there. I'm on my smoke break, and they're like, you know.
But
I hope the best for it. I'm all for games that gets people off their asses. That's why I loved the Wii so much, because it made you be interactive.
they got Just Dance coming out for the Wii, but not the Wii U.
Whoa,
Yeah,
wait,
dude.
hold
Yeah,
on.
you heard that.
No, you...
Just Dance
Yeah.
2019 for the Wii, not the Wii U.
Yeah,
You tell me how that they're
Shut
still making games for the Wii.
Oh,
yeah.
It's amazing.
oh my god.
So my brother bought his son, my nephew, a Wii U. That was his first console. I was like, why didn't you get him a Wii? So, well, like the Wii U knows everything. I was like, yeah, but the Wii's actually a better console. He's like, well, did they still make games for me? Obviously, they're making games in 2019. Yeah, they still are.
That's just Dance.
Oh, you know what? I just realized like an actual logical reason for why they probably didn't do the Wii U, because you can play Wii games on the Wii U.
Yeah.
It probably just, it was like, well,
Hey,
it'll
saving
save
some money
production
right there.
costs. Yeah.
That, and also people like the Wii more than the Wii U.
Yeah.
The Wii U is like this weird.
Yeah, people didn't know what it was. Why didn't it sell?
Man, the Wii's gonna be like Nokia. She's never gonna die.
Yeah, really.
So yeah, that's so we're gonna get to the serious topic.
Yeah,
we're recording this on Tuesday, so the news dropped today. We had a person in the streaming community die today. Eric, you know a little bit more about him than I do.
Yeah, the YouTuber Etika, his body was found today. Now, I don't know, I haven't watched a whole lot of his stuff. The main things that I saw of him before all this, he has a really hilarious reaction video of him watching the Smash Brothers Ultimate trailer, the one where they announced that everyone's there. Mm-hmm. And, like, he's just losing his shit. Like, Snake shows up. He's like, ah! Like, it's super entertaining to watch. He's really entertaining. that's about my extent of what I've watched of him though. But man, he past couple months he's been real off. He was having some you could tell he was having some mental issues. He started proclaiming that he was God, and
he was pretty much. He said he was like reaching out for edge, just doing edge content.
He was trying to do, yeah. Well, he said that in the video that he put out before he.
That was heartbreaking.
Yeah, but before all that, he was saying all this like crazy stuff. He got arrested because he like assaulted a police officer. Like he did like an in real life stream, and was like shouting out the window and stuff at like police officers or whatever, and then like SWAT came in and like arrested him. He went to I think he went to a rehab clinic, got out, and like he was still just, just definitely not in the best place. And he made a video, about an 8-minute long video, and he deleted it before he killed himself, but somebody re-uploaded it, and man, even though like I hadn't watched a whole lot of his stuff, very, it just, he's a human being.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever seen a situation where, normally like with these like, celebrities and stuff, they commit suicide. It's always hard, but you never did see how they were right before. You never see
like with like a Robin
like
Williams.
a last words or anything. There's never like a goodbye note or anything like that. You just hear about it, and you remember them for the best parts of them. And
with him
with this situation, like watching that video, it killed me. It's like in his eyes, like there was no other option. Like you can see in the way he's talking, about
himself,
and how he's like all these things he's not going to be able to experience. Like he just accepted, like, I have to kill myself. I did this to myself. Now I need to end it. Like there was no talking it out of him. There was no. He just accepted that was what was gonna happen, and that's what he needed to do. Like it was necessity. That's what it seemed like. And like
just before he goes, it's never a necessity, but
no, obviously not. That's what I'm saying. Just like how he felt. He just looked like in his mind, like that's what he needed to do, and that is so heartbreaking to see that, like, to see a human being publicly be that low, to just be past being upset and just like, this is my fate. And God, that
I was watching it, like, because you sent over the link to it for us to kind of watch it before doing this podcast, and it definitely tugged on some heartstrings. Like it definitely, because there's like spots where I've seen in my own life where I've been that low, but I don't ever remember getting to the level of the point where it's like, this is the only thing, that this is the most viable option. And I was just like, man, like I somebody should have just reached out to him, talked to him when they saw this, found him, saw what street he was on. Like he looked like he was like intentionally hiding by the way he was shooting, where he was walking. Like, and like you said, just to see a person that just said
be that low
and got to that point. Like
and the other thing too is like, with being popular, with being in the public eye constantly,
with the streaming and
the streaming YouTube, and the fact that, like, he, before all this was like being really like edgy and like outlandish and stuff, and like you know, it's hard. Philip DeFranco made this comment about how, like, it's hard to see what's, like, a cry for help and what is just, like, trying to get attention.
Yeah.
And
because,
so,
like, you have, like, people like Logan Paul, and you have people like Jake Paul, and you have people that, like, do these things of, like, even Justin Bieber tweeting, say, hey, let's fight with Tom Cruise. You have people that just reach out trying to get things for attention.
Mm-hmm.
You know, trying to get things for, like, you know, entertainment. But sometimes those things are really, like you were saying, cries for help, cries for a need, cries for something.
Mm-hmm. And it's just, I think there were a lot of people that wanted better for him and, you know, made it clear that they were here for him. And then there were other people as well that, like, you know, thought it was funny and stuff like that. And, you know, those negative comments always outweigh, like, one negative comment will always outweigh 1,000 positives.
Yeah, and definitely if you're already in that mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Like, definitely if you're already in that state of kind of depression where you're having those kind of thoughts, yeah, I mean, it just will bring it lower. If anything, I think something like this happening shows a very glaring spot at some signs of what our society is right now.
Oh, yeah,
you know, things
sure.
like this where it's like, you know, you have to realize, even though it's text on a screen, that's affecting somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like to
cyberbullying is very real.
Yeah. So much so, I mean, we lost a person who was very creative out of it, who thought there was no way out. And yeah, it's really sad. If anybody's listening to this podcast or anything like that, and you're going through any kind of trouble like that, you know, you can message us on Facebook. We'll talk to you. John's really good at cheering you up. Eric's pretty good at cheering you up. I'm pretty good at making you cry. Or if you need to, you know, call. They have many websites you can go to for suicide hotlines. They have many places you can go. That's not the option you should look at. You know, definitely.
There's definitely no shame in it either.
There's no shame in it either. There is no shame. Like that. That's a real place, and it can feel very, very real when you're there. But just know there is a way to get out of that. And if you need help, find it. You know, don't be scared to look for it. So if you are looking for any kind of help, if you're struggling with thoughts of, you know, taking your life, that it seems like there's always a choice that you have, call the National Suicide Prevention Hotline at 1-800-273-8255. You know, they'll be there to help you out, get you whatever kind of help you need. We also have the number up in the description below, and we'll have the website in the description below. But, you know, if you need to, reach out, man. Don't take any shame in that.
Absolutely. We want to thank you guys for listening too. I know the podcast is ending a little bit sadder than usual. We're a little bit more on the funny side, but we thought it'd be important to you know, talk about this and talk about how important it is to seek help when you need it. There's no shame in it, and it's super important. You're a human being. We're all human beings, and you matter. So, thanks for listening, everybody.
Definitely thanks for tuning into this episode. We'll be back next week with all new topics and crazy things going on.
Hopefully a little bit lighter.
Hopefully definitely a little bit lighter. Who knows? We might talk about fun things. And hopefully I'll get done with playing Symphony of the Night.
That's a fun thing.
It's a fun thing. I was playing before y'all guys got here.
Hmm.
But anyway, that's been this week's Immature Hour. My name is Mark.
My name's Eric.
I guess I'm still Sam.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Latest.